there was more that needed to be done than what was originally anticipated. We're remediation concrete.
Is there an estimated time for completion?
There is. We're actually really close to finishing, and I talked to Inspector about an additional 63 days.
In what?
An additional 63 days, we'd be able to get it done.
Okay, city opposed?
City's in agreement.
Okay. All right, 63 days, and we'll suspend the fines during that period.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 3. Inspector Linda Holloway. This is a new business case. Property address 6131 Northeast 14th Ave. Owner PS Fort Lauderdale 14th Ave 2013 LLC. Case number BE 23050162. Notice posted at the property on 8/10/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Good morning. Inspector Linda Holloway presenting case BE 23050162. Property address 6163 Northeast 14th Avenue. This case came into compliance this morning, so case complied. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Our next case is on page 24. It's a hearing to impose fines. Inspector Preston Mark. Property address 1824 Southwest 11th Court. Owner Thomas P. Lanigan. Case number CE 1903-0434. This case was first heard on 9/10/19 to comply by 10/22/19. One section not complied at $50. Total fines $62,850. The city is requesting to vacate the final order from 7/20/23. Fines continue to accrue.
Inspector Preston Mark here. Case CE 190304434. We've heard this case 9, 10, and 19. It basically has been ongoing for some time. We'd like to vacate this case. I'd like Mr. Lanigan to respond to his request.
Good morning.
Please state your name for the record.
Thomas P. Lanigan, L-A-N-I-G-A-N.
Please press the button.
Okay. Thomas P. Lanigan.
Thank you.
Good morning. I had a new roof put on. I had permits. The contractor assured me everything was fine. He never closed it out for whatever reason. I have no idea. He's gone now. And it's been a nightmare. I thought it was taken care of way back when. It's a rental place. I have other rentals. Quite frankly, I wasn't paying that much attention to it. You have my attention now. I've contacted numerous contractors. Nobody wants to come in and pull a permit on somebody else's work. It's a nightmare. And the ones that I've dealt with that want to do it, they want a large amount of money up front, and I don't want to give somebody thousands of dollars and then have them take off and not do the work. So it's kind of a nightmare. I've been working with the inspector, and I'm going to go over to the building department this morning and see if I can get the original plans, provide them to a legitimate contractor, and see if I get this thing moving and get it resolved. Now, I just want you to consider one thing. This wasn't a health, safety, welfare type of violation that I just ignored, and it wasn't like I put an addition on like some of these violations that you see. I tried to comply. I hired a licensed contractor. I delegated that to him. I thought he was handling it, and I now have to take this. I have to clean up this mess myself. So I'm just asking if you could stall the fines today, and then I will move with diligence. I have engaged an attorney as well, and I want to get this thing resolved. I don't enjoy coming here, and I know you have other cases that you need to handle that are more pressing than my roof case. So I was hoping that you could work with me on that.
Okay.
The city does agree to vacate the order and give him an extension for, I believe, 42 days would be sufficient.
Okay, 42 days. And I'll suspend the fines during that time, but you will have to come back and address the fines that have already accrued at a later date.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Okay.
Magistrate.
Oh, and I'm going to vacate the final order of 7/20/23.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 2. It's a new business case. Chief George Oliva, property address 150 Southeast 17th Street, owner North Broward Hospital District, attention real estate, case number BE 2307-0346. Notice posted at the property on 8/9/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. George Oliva on behalf of the city. We did receive the report, and the report does require repairs. So at this moment, the city is going to recommend a 180-day extension, and after the extension is over with no compliance, then we're going to request $100 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, it's Stephanie Mayorga with Stephanie Toothaker's office on behalf of the property owner. We would appreciate the 180-day extension so we
Okay.
could continue working on the
All right.
repairs.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 1, property address 1800 Northwest 49th Street, owner North Broward Hospital District, attention real estate, case number BE 2305-0144. Notice posted at the property on 8/9/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23. Inspector Wilson Quintero presenting on behalf of Senior Inspector Mary Rich.
Morning. Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. presenting on behalf of Senior Inspector Mary Rich for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address as read by the clerk. The following violations were cited. Violation 28-155.A-F. The existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25-153, 28-155. Final notice was mailed out to the owner listed in BCPA by admin staff on 5/22/2023. Notice of hearing was posted at property on 8/9/2023 as a pre-hearing inspection on 9/14, and also as of yesterday, the violation remains. BSI Online has not been updated. Inspector Rich has had phone calls with the property rep, Bob, and they're still working on the repairs at this time. City's requesting 42 days or $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, please state your name again.
Stephanie Mayorga with Stephanie Toothaker's office on behalf of the property owner. We would appreciate the 42-day extension.
Okay, 42 days or $50 a day thereafter.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 26. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 2630 Barcelona Drive. Owner Lee and Mary Rubin. Case number BE 2302-0070. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 8/17/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $1,700, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Martinez on behalf of the city, case number not as read. The case is not in compliance. The owner is working on getting the permits. City is requesting for a 63-day extension, the fines to be stopped, and an order to reappear.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Lee Stern.
Okay, are you in agreement with the 63-day extension?
Very much, and I appreciate it as well.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're the same.
it's going to be 56 days extension.
Okay. Okay.
We have a calendar we have to go by.
I
If you run
understand.
into a problem, make sure you contact
Yes,
the
ma'am.
inspector.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Our next case is on page 28, Chief George Oliva, property address 5950 North Federal Highway, owner 5950 North Federal Investments LLC, WPE Investment 10 LLC, case number BE 2205-0205. This case was first heard on 10/20/22 to comply by 12/1/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,800, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, in behalf of the city, they're not in compliance. They had an extension, and the extension is over. The fines are running, and we haven't gotten any report from the engineer. So, it's coming.
Is there anyone here for 5950 North Federal Highway? Okay, we have to recall it. I didn't notice that.
Okay.
Did they leave? Did they tell you they were leaving?
No,
Oh.
I haven't touched no one from.
Chief, stay there. You're up next. Page 27. Property address 2727 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner Can-Am Oakland Properties LLC. Case number BE 2205-0146. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 10/27/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $32,800, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, in behalf of the city, case and address as read. Once again, the 180-day extension is over. They haven't provided me with another letter or report with no correction. So at this moment, the city is requesting the full amount to be imposed.
Sir, please state your name.
Good morning. Excuse me. My name is Greg Spitzer. I'm the property manager of 2727 East Oakland Park Boulevard. I've been in contact with Chief Oliva, and I realize what needs to be done now. We have to get a signed and sealed permit, asking for an extension within the next 30 days. And then
You've already had 180 days, and nothing's happened, so why should I give you another extension?
Excuse me. There's been a lot that has taken place in that time. We've had electrical repairs done by the contractor. I only came on, unfortunately, since April to the company representing the property owner, so I've been trying to clean up the pieces. I only saw the history of this whole situation up until now. So again, I've been trying to pick up the pieces. I've been in contact with Ms. Williams. She's helped guide me through the process and everything. And we just need more time. I'm in constant contact with the property owner regarding this. I'm requesting 180 more days to get this resolved.
Okay.
Your Honor, that request is declined. They cannot get another extension unless I get a letter from the engineer telling me what's going on.
Okay. All right. Do you have a letter from the engineer?
I'm going to have one within 30 days.
Okay. Well, the fines are going to continue to run until you get an engineering report.
Yes, I'm going to have it signed and sealed as to the anticipated time of the work being completed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So fines continue to run.
Thank you.
The next case is on page 19. It's a hearing to impose fines. Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio. Property address 2729 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner Can-Am Oakland Properties LLC. Case number BE 2302-0008. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 8/17/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $1,700, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the City, updating case as read. Property is still working on getting the certificate of occupancy. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Greg Spitzer, Florida 360 Property Management. My tenant has been in constant contact with Inspector Del Rio regarding everything. He's kept me up to date. He's in the process of getting the certificate of occupancy. It's switched from a cigar shop to a fitness center. He's kept me up to date on all the structural and electrical stuff that he's done. He has two more things that he just got enacted from the city of Fort Lauderdale to get completed. So we're asking for an additional 63 days, and he'll have everything resolved.
City's position?
City agree with the 63-day extension.
Okay, 63 days, and we'll suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 7. Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 2100 South Ocean Lane, 1508. Owner Ann Bertha Sophie Lamercier. Case number BE 2304-0153. Notice posted at the property on 8/15/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23. This is a new business case.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. There are expired permits related to this property. City is requesting 42 days to get into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Did you say 40?
42.
42, thank you. Please state your name for the record. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Anne Sophie Lemisier.
Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance by closing out these permits within 42 days?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector, because after that, the fines will begin to run.
Understood. I've had issues with the general contractor who abandoned the job. It's been difficult to get new contractors to take on somebody else.
It's a theme.
But I've been able to secure a new contractor as of Tuesday. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 6. Senior Inspector Alexander Abores, property address 2608 Northeast 23rd Street. Sorry. Case number BE 2306-0193. Owner Joseph G. Lea. Notice posted at property 8/14/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Good morning. Alexander Abores, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. I initially visited this property on July 3rd, 2023 regarding a complaint of total demolition of a single-family residence. BCPA photos and Google Street View show single-family residence at this address. During the initial inspection, I found that the building had been entirely demolished and chain link fence installed. Property was cited for violation of FPC 2020, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to total demolition and installation of chain link fence. The case was opened on June 29, 2023. Inspection report mailed to the property owner on July 5th, 2023. Also on July 5th, 2023, I reached out and spoke with owner to explain the violation and corrective action. Owner stated that he would have the contractor reach out to me. On Tuesday, September 12, 2023, I once again reached out to the owner to inform him that the case is scheduled to be presented at this hearing. Later that day, I emailed the owner a copy of inspection report and notice of a hearing. Finally, yesterday, approximately 1:45 p.m., I received a call. Caller identified himself as the contractor, Mr. Vincent Licata, who stated that he was a GC and that he would apply for the permit. As of yesterday, we have no permit application. The city is requesting for the magistrate to find violation exists and grant the property owner 28 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $250 per day thereafter. The city is also requesting the final notice to be recorded. Respondent is here to speak.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm Vincent Licata, the contractor. I'm going to be building his new home.
Okay.
Just wanted to let you know that we're going to be submitting the permits as soon as possible.
Okay. You're a general contractor and you know to demo a building without a permit?
No, ma'am. He hired me after
Okay.
the fact. The person that demoed the building is not responding to him, so he's
Okay.
asked me to help him with the situation.
All right. So is the property owner in agreement with the 28 days?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Joseph Gregory Layout.
All right. 28 days or $250.
Thank you
a day
very much.
thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, Inspector Preston Mark on page 12. Property address 3101 Port Royale Boulevard. Owner Port Royale Propco LLC. Case number BE 2305-0082. Notice delivered via personal service to the security guard on 8/10/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Mark, Inspector Preston Mark, responding to case as read, BE 230500082. This permit is an expired permit. If the respondent is here, can you respond to this violation?
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Peter Ramos.
Okay. Mr. Ramos, what do you want to tell me about this expired permit?
That permit was pulled by the previous owner of the property, is my understanding. We bought the property about 2.5 years ago. We learned about it. So we're for a parking lot resealing project that never occurred. So we're going to find a contractor to close it out.
Okay. All right. And time?
Time 42 days, $50.
Okay, 42 days to do that, or $50 a day thereafter. So if you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector before that time is up.
Definitely will.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 18. Senior Inspector Alexander Borges. Property address 1400 Northeast 53rd Court. Owner Modern Apartments LLC. Case number BE 2303-0211. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/20/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $100.
Alexander Labores, Building Inspector for the City, updating you on case number and address as read. The property was cited for a violation of FPC 2020 Section 116.1 on safe structures and City Ordinance 9-280C for deterioration of the metal stairwell to the north side of the building and concrete spalling in multiple balconies at the rear of the building. Case is not yet complied. However, the owner has been cooperating. Records show permit BLD-CALT-2304-0031 for stair replacement. It was issued and is pending final inspection. The stairwell has been replaced. Building framing was approved, and fire final was approved on 9/18/2023. Record also show permit BLD-CRES-230800002 issue on August 25th, 2023 to address the concrete restoration. At this time, the respondent is here to provide an additional update.
Please state your name for the record.
Will Steiger, Property Manager.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the facts as were cited by?
Yes.
Okay. And how much more time do you think you need?
I would expect maybe another 63-day extension for the concrete restoration.
Yeah, the city accepts 63 days and a mandatory, actually 56 days and a mandatory reappearance at the November hearing.
Okay.
to provide an update.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll suspend the fines during that time.
Our next case is a hearing to impose fines on page 24. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 340 San Marco Drive, owner 340 San Marco LLC, case number BE 2301-0197. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 6/29/23. One section complied at $50. Total fines $2,750. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $902.15. Excuse me.
Inspector Preston Mark for the city, representing presenting case CE 190. Sorry. BE 230100197. This is an expired case. The case has complied. However, fines are still pending. Can the respondents respond to this?
Good morning.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Karen Perez. I am the project manager.
Okay, is your client in agreement to the reduction to administrative costs of $902.15?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 29. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address, excuse me, 901 Southwest 31st Street, owner Mark Petrosky, case number BE 2301-0148. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 8/17/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $1,700, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martino representing the city. Case analysis as read. The case is no comply. I'm just going to allow the respondent to speak.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark Petrosky. I'm the homeowner. I'm currently working with the Board of Adjustments. I've started this process since February, and now I have a hearing tonight to see so I can pull a permit on this building. But I've been working on this. Every time I get closer, I get kicked back. Working with the Board of
How much additional time do you think you need?
63 days, please.
Your Honor, he's applying for a variant, and the variant is going to take place tonight. So, the city will agree to wait until that result comes in. We agree to 63 days.
Okay. All right. 63 days, and we'll suspend the fines during that period of time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 25. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 2313 North Ocean Boulevard. Owner A1A North Ocean Boulevard LLC, case number BE 221-00131. This property was cited on 11/30/22 to comply by 2/28/23. One section not complied at $250. Total fine $16,000. Appeal deadline 12/15/22. City is requesting to impose fines to $500.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, case number and address as read. City is requesting for fines to be $500.
Please state your name for the record.
Christine Moore.
Okay, are you in agreement with the reduction of fines to $500?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
Page 32, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 3100 Northeast 32nd Ave, owner 3100 EOP LLC, case number BE 2304-0089. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 6/15/23, 8/17/23 to 9/1/23. One section not complied at $500. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $31,000, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. I just want to bring to your attention, Your Honor, that the fines were in regard of engineer letter signed and sealed that we received. So we receive it within the 7 days. So the fines I would like to be abated. On the other hand, I just want to inform you that the soffit that was hanging unsafe, representing a fall hazard, was removed. I mean, the property is going to be demolished completely, but at this time there is a problem with FPL. They have a register meter on the building, and it needs to be relocated. The city would agree to 128 days for that reason.
Okay.
But you're asking to abate the fines?
Yes, because the fines was in regard of engineer letter that we're supposed to receive, sign and seal, and we receive it within the 7 days. The only problem there was that they emailed it first, and we left the fine staying there because we didn't receive the hard copy. But they did email it within the 7 days.
Okay, I understand. All right. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. Andrew Shine, representing the property owner.
Okay, I'm sure your property owner has no problem with the abatement of the fines.
No problem with the abatement of the fines, of course. And the 120 days we're fine with. The reason for this request is this building that was ordered to be demolished holds an FPL vault that would need to be relocated, and that would take a couple of months. That vault serves the city's temporary fire station across the street. So we either had the choice to terminate the lease with the fire station or to wait until that lease is done, which is in December, in order to demolish the building. So we're fine with 120 days. Depending on the status of demolition at that time, we might need to come back and just update you, but 120 days with an order to reappear would be great.
How about we do 119 in an order to reappear?
That's perfect. I just want to add that the representative of the owner has been very cooperative with the problem.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 17. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 802 Southwest 29th Street. Owner Melissa McGriff. Case number BE 2305-0135. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/20/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $250.
Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. This case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the representative speak.
Okay, state your name again.
Good morning, Andrew Shine, representing the property owner. This is for it not having a CO. I'll refresh some memories. This is a case where we had to have an easement signed by 4 property owners. One of them held out. The city went after that property owner, thankfully, and they did finally sign the easement, and it was recorded this past Monday. We had been talking with the city on what else is needed for CO. They said 2 things were needed. One was the Florida Efficiency Code for building construction, and the other was a recorded easement. We submitted the first document back in June, and I sent the city the recorded easement on Monday. So at this point, I don't know how long we need. It's really up to how long the city needs in order to issue the CO. We've given everything that has been asked for from us so far.
How much time do you think?
Your Honor, I would request the case to be scheduled for Massey hearing, the next Massey hearing.
Okay.
The permit of this CO is expired, and the city will request the case to be scheduled for a Massey hearing.
Okay.
Your Honor, Rhonda Montoya has signed with the City Attorney's Office. Counsel is correct. There was an issue with an easement. The easement was just provided to the city. Got a copy of it by email this week. So I may differ a little bit from the inspector, unfortunately, in this case, because the city does have everything that it needs. Perhaps maybe an order to reappear if even necessary, and that way.
Okay, how about I give 28 days and an order to reappear.
Exactly, and then if the CO is granted, then council obviously doesn't need to reappear.
Is that agreeable to you,
Yes.
Counsel? All right, so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next case is on page 14. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 741 Northeast 19th Ave, owner Second Layer Equity LLC, case number BE 2306-0028. Notice posted at the property on 8/16/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Good morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property and standing from the garage door waiting for the supervisor, I was able to take some picture of the work that was taking place inside the home. The house is being remodeled on the inside. Ariel, the supervisor who was at the property, came to meet me after the workers let him know that I was requesting a supervisor. He informed me that the owner or the general contractor were not there, and the owner was in Puerto Rico. No entrance was granted in the property at that time. The property was cited for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. This case was opened and inspection report was mailed to the property owner on June 6, 2023. The final notice was made to the property owner on July 12 of 2023. A notice of hearing was posted at the property on August 16 of 2023. Permit for the interior remodeling was applied on September 11 of 2023. The permits are in process. We're asking Your Honor to find that the violation does exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
And what?
And the order to be recorded.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, I'm Alejandra Gallego on behalf of the owner.
Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 91 days or face a fine of $50 a day thereafter?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
All right.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Our next case, excuse me. Our next case is on page 22. Senior Inspector Jose Sangusti, property address 620 Northwest 15th Ave. Owner Edgar Lima, Anair Gonzalez. Case number BE 211-20011. This case was first heard on 4/14/22 to comply by 6/16/22. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,450, which continues to accrue. The suspensions are noted.
Jose Saragusti, building inspector for the city, presenting the case number as read. No permit issue for this violation. The case is not complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Hi, yes, good morning. My name is Anair Gonzalez. I'm the property owner.
Okay, and this has been going on since April of 2022. Why is it taking so long?
So unfortunately, at the same time, I've been going through a divorce, and the other property owner has kind of not been allowing me to move forward. I don't have the money that it's requiring to make the appropriate changes, and in order to take a loan, unfortunately, he's in the way for that. Already in 3 weeks, I have the finalization of the divorce, and he will be signing the property over to me, and I will be able to move forward with all the changes, because the alterations were made by the owner that we bought the house from, so not by us. So it's not like I have the people on hand to certify the work that was done. I would have to get new people involved, and no one wants to really certify it. It's been a whole thing because the whole house was renovated.
How much time do you think you need?
To be honest, I think 3 months would be about what I would need, because now I can actually just go ahead and I have already submitted the permits. I've submit work, but for some reason it was put on hold by the inspector that was assigned to the permits itself. But I have submit already the documents that was needed for the AC unit, for the driveway, for the fence, the bathroom and the doors. There was some, and the shed was removed, so that is already not an issue. So bathroom kitchen, and doors. The doors are probably, I'm going to have to change either way because the storms damaged the door.
So what permits are you left to have to submit?
So all the permits are submitted. It's just because they're all under one same permit until everything gets done, they don't let me push everything else through. They put everything on hold because of the bathroom and kitchen. So that's kind of what's pending.
Okay.
The city doesn't oppose to 56 days extension and stop the fines and mandatory reappearance.
Okay. All right. I think that should be sufficient to get things moving. 56 days, we'll suspend the fines, and you'll reappear on my November 16th docket if it's not complied by that date.
Sounds good.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Our next case is on page 8, new business case. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1601 Southwest 13th Court. Owner, Maria Lola Leme. Homestead exempted, Seth J. Donahoe. Case number BE 2304-0067. Notice posted at the property on 8/8/23. Posted at City Hall. Excuse me, 9/7/23.
Jose Saragusti, building inspector for the city, presenting the case number as read. The permit was left to expire, and as stated in today's agenda, I am going to let the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record. There you go.
Red is good? That's counterintuitive. My name is Seth Donahoe. I am the property owner. There's been a little bit of a research project going on to figure out why this permit expired. Since then, we've had an entire addition built on the house. All permits have been closed. We did an overhead to underground conversion. I've been to the city 2 times. Each time they found other open permits, which I go back and I show them the permit card with all finals. We've been able to close those. This permit kind of remains a mystery. There's a note that the mechanical, the electrical, the plumbing, all closed and finaled. The master permit, they're saying there was a final inspection that failed. I've called William Kramer, left him a message, I think twice in the last couple months. I haven't heard back to figure out what his notes say other than failure, because we don't have any record of that failing, but of course this is the one permit card I can't find. So I've been to the building department a few times. We're working through it. I would ask for a continuance before we start talking about fines and things, just so that I can hopefully get to the bottom of, this was a small bathroom permit. We've done whole additions to the property. You guys have been through the property probably 30 times since then, and I just got to figure out why this failed and what we need to do to either reopen it and close it, or get the city to say, oh wait, we do have a final on this and it was closed and it was an accident. We just don't know what's going on quite yet.
Inspector?
The city agree with the 56-day extension, and I would like to have your contact information.
Absolutely.
Okay, and
56 days or $50 per day thereafter.
okay, and you're in agreement with that?
Is there a way to do it without the fines accruing? Because if there is
No.
something, there's no way to just do a
No, because
continuance.
people go and they don't come back, and then I have to chase them down, so no.
They don't accrue until 56 days if there's no compliance or there's not a request for an extension for more time.
Yeah, and if you run into a problem, contact the
Yeah,
inspector
please.
and request an extension.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 26, Chief George Oliva, property address 200 Southeast 9th Street, owner PF Properties, Inc., case number BE 211-00223. This case was first heard on 3/17/22 to comply by 4/28/22. One section not complied at $100. Cities. There's no respondent here? Okay. All right. Move over to page 23. Is there a respondent here for 401 Coconut Isle? Okay. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 401 Coconut Isle Drive, case number BE 2302-0065. Owner Dorota Wasaka. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/27/23. One section complied at $100. Total fines $3,900. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,066.23.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Linda Holloway, presenting on behalf of the city. Case number and property address is read. The case has come into compliance, and the city is requesting $1,066.23 admin costs, and the owner is here to speak on behalf of the property.
Please state your name for the record.
Thank you, and my name is Dorota Wysocka, property owner, and I just would like to ask, if possible, to excuse the fines because I submitted the paperwork on the 17th of July, and I supposed to by 27th of July. The only thing is that on the 20th of July, I received email from the city that I needed more corrections, and unfortunately, I had to contact again contractor, engineer, and surveyor, and it just took longer than I could expect. And I submitted corrected paperwork on 28th of August, and I got a permit, and actually it's almost done with inspection, so everything is corrected.
Yeah. The city wouldn't be opposed to a reduction of the admin costs if Your Honor granted.
All right. I will reduce the fine from $3,900 to $500. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 31. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address, 2436 Cat K Lane. Owner Yelena and Mario Thatcher. Case number BE 22090127. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 7/20/23. Two sections not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,200, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and others as read. The case is not complied. I'm going to let the representative to speak.
Please state your name.
Excuse me. Mario Thatcher, the property owner.
Okay. And why is this taking so long?
Well, we purchased the property with a lot of improvements that the prior owner never took out a permit. So we now are doing all that. There's a shed on the property that needs a bunch of permits for it. I hired a whole team. The permit guy is telling me that he needs some calculation where he's going to submit all the permits for the shed. Once that's done, hopefully we'll be in compliance and be done. So we're requesting an extension of 63 days and hopefully resolve it then.
Your Honor, just to address a little bit more, they obtained a several amount of permits for all the unpermitted work that was on the property when he purchased the property. So the city will agree. The only thing left is an electrical permit, a structural permit for the drywall that was installed on the shed, and a dock that was installed under the shed, and he will be ready to go. And AC. So that's the only things that he has left on his property to bring it to compliance. So we agreed to 63 days.
Okay. 63 days, and I'll suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Our next case is on page 32. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 2619 Sugarloaf Lane. Owner 700 Southeast 14th Street, LLC. Case number BE 22080282. This case was first heard on 3/16/23 to comply by 5/18/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and others as read. The The case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the defendant to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
I'm Gene Whidden, and I am the property owner.
Okay, and why is the property not in compliance yet?
So we've actually done everything in our power that we believe. I've met with Leo and Joe. I met with Joe privately. He filled me in on everything that needed to be done. We've submitted everything. It is all open. At this point in time, we are currently waiting for the city to get back to us if they're approved, if any changes need to be made, anything of that nature. So, I mean, we've done everything in our power. I believe so.
Your Honor, the city doesn't the city is not backing up any other extension. Since the case started, we sent an inspection report. Everything that needs to be done was in the inspection report, and still we're missing permits. But the last permit is a dock permit. City at this time doesn't support an extension.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I say something? I'm just going to debate that a little bit. It's been very vague, especially since April and the flooding happened with the city. He's talking about a dock permit. He did not inform our team about this until last month, before last month's hearing. We came here, we took care of it immediately with Lovell Marine. They took care of everything, submitted plans. We're currently waiting on the city at this point. He informed us about a month and a half ago about that.
Okay, well,
Except, Your Honor, it's on the violation.
But we've gone, okay.
New dock. Right there.
all right, well, I'm going to rule that the fines will continue to accrue, and I'm going to order you, do we want a reappearance?
No, Your Honor. City doesn't support any extension.
Okay, all right, so extension denied.
So if we're waiting on the city to get back to us on everything, that could be months. I mean, you know, we've been waiting for other permits.
The city
taken
has
months.
1 month. The city by law has 30 days when you submit a set of drawings to review it. That's by law. And city within 30 days, whatever it was submitted on the 19th, on the 18th, will respond. So it should be fine.
Just seems a little unreasonable. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page, 23. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 3240 South Federal Highway, owner 27th Avenue Enterprises LLC, case number BE 2203-0033. Notice posted at, this case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 9/15/22. Fine suspended as noted. Two sections complied at $50. Wait, is it not compliant? Is it compliant?
It's compliant.
City is requesting to impose the full amount.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Linda Holloway, presenting case BE 22030031, property address 501 Southeast 33rd Street. This property is in compliance, and the city is requesting full imposition of fines.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Vivian Jaime, I'm the attorney for the owner. I've appeared before you 2 prior times and in requesting for extensions, and we appreciate the extensions, and as you can see, the violation is now in compliance. We are in the process. I did submit on behalf of the owner on August 22nd a request for lien reduction because I have been in contact with Ms. Holloway. She did advise me of the total amount of the fine that was being requested to be imposed. I did submit a very detailed application with photos and an explanation as to the mitigating circumstances as to why a reduction would be warranted. I am waiting to hear back from the administrative office that handles that. I was advised on Friday that it was being referred to the Amnesty Division and that I would hear back on October 1st because the August 22nd submission date for the lien reduction had already passed the deadline, which was because we had to get the photos to upload to the
to the system. So I am waiting to hear back, and they did advise that I would hear back from them on October 1st.
Okay, but you can't go through amnesty till I impose the fines, and that's why you're here today. So I'm going to go ahead and impose the fines. I think the amnesty program will take care of, the reduction.
Can I have an exact amount as to? I know I had received an email from Ms. Holloway, but just to. Okay.
Yes, 15,300.
Okay. Thank you. The next case is 501 Southeast 33rd Street, case number BE 22030031. Owner 27th Avenue Enterprises LLC. This case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 9/15/22. Fine suspended as noted. 2 sections complied at $50. City's requesting to impose the full amount of $15,300.
Inspector Linda Holloway, on the behalf of the city, case number and property address is read. The city is requesting full imposition of all fines.
Okay, so just state your name again.
Vivian Jaime, the attorney for the owner.
Okay, and this
is a sister violation.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 15,300. So I'll go ahead and impose it. And are you going through amnesty on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that should take care of it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Vivian. Your Honor, for the record, the first case, I just want to state the case number and property address again. For the first case is BE 220300033, property address 3240 South Federal Highway.
Right. Okay, got it.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 20. Inspector Wilson Quintero, property address 1240 Seminole Drive, owner JGS Seminole LLC, case number BE 23060161. This property was cited on 6/27/23 to comply by 6/28/23. 1 section complied at $300. Appeal deadline 7/12/23. The city is requesting to reduce fines to $300.
Good morning, Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. presenting on behalf of the city. Case and address as read. This case was first opened by Senior Inspector Rich on 6/27/2023, and the following violation was observed. 25-7A, landscaping and construction equipment obstructing right-of-way swale. This violation is a repeat of previous case BE 230505153, and therefore a citation was issued giving 24 hours for compliance. Reinspection conducted on 6/29/2023, and the violation remained. Therefore, fines began to accrue. Compliance was met on 7/3/2023. We were in constant contact with the contractor during the course of the case, and we also met with him in our office along with Chief Oliva and Assistant Building Official Pasquarello. No appeal was received for this citation, but we are asking for a reduction to $300.
Okay, please state your name for the record, sir.
Hi, my name is Dov Stark. I'm the GC, the developer, and the representative of the owner for the property at 1240 Seminole.
Mr. Stark, are you in agreement with the reduction of fines to $300?
I appreciate it, but I would like to waive the fine. In my opinion, we didn't do anything wrong. I have 4 very, very large construction jobs in the city, and my jobs are impeccable. I got people that I pay daily just to clean the street and the house. We had an issue on this particular job, none of my other jobs, just this one. I've been doing this for 25 years. We have a lot of neighbors on the street complaining nonstop and calling code enforcement, calling the city. We had something I've never seen before. We had the code enforcement, the city come to our job every day, every other day, nonstop. Every time we receive a delivery, every time we have a truck, every time we receive trees or sand, we have a complaint, and they come and put a notice. Every time they come and told us that we have a problem, we fix it right away. This one time that we have the issue, it was on a weekend. There was they parked a machine on the front of the street, on the front of our job, not on the street, on the right of way. We moved it the next day. I didn't think we've been treated fairly. We went to the office. We talked with everyone. I have no problem with them. I just don't think the fare was fine because my job are impeccable.
Okay. Well, the violation was found to exist, and it's a repeat violation, and I think that $300 doesn't probably even cover city costs, so I think that's more than fair. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. He's got another case they can read.
Okay.
The second one.
I thought we only had one.
He only signed in for one.
The one right below is
Same one, yeah.
Okay.
0162, right
Okay.
underneath it.
Case number BE 2306-0162. Case number, I'm sorry, that's the case number. Property address 1240 Seminole Drive, owner JGS Seminole LLC. This property was cited on 6/27/23 to comply by 6/28/23. One section complied at $300. Total fines $2,100. City's request to reduce fines to administrative costs to $300.
Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. presenting on behalf of the city. Case and address as read. This case was first opened by Senior Inspector Rich on 6/27/2023, and the following violation was observed. 25-14, there is sediment discharge, sand, and dirt on roadway and gutters. This violation is a repeat of previous case BE 23050-154, and therefore a citation was issued given 24 hours for compliance. Reinspection conducted on 6/29/2023, and the violation remained. Therefore, fines began to accrue. Another reinspection was done on 7/3/2023, and the contractor met me on site to discuss. While we were there, we observed one of the workers washing down the site toward the roadway/gutter, and another worker sweeping the sediment and water toward the storm drain. We immediately went over to them and had them stop and advise this was an illegal act. The worker advised that he had been doing this action every day and was unaware it was not allowed. Fort Lauderdale Police Detective Levin currently has a case for that occurrence. Compliance was met on July 6, 2023. We've been in constant contact with the contractor. As advised previously, we did meet with him in our office, and no appeal was received for this citation either, and we are requesting the reduction to $300 as well.
Sir, please state your name again.
Dove Stark.
Okay, Mr. Stark, are you in agreement with the reduction from $2,100 to $300?
I was not in agreement with the fine because what they called sediment and dirt was just an after effect of the rain. We had some storm, there's some dirt that went on the street, and there was the same issue on 20 other homes on the street. But because I've been a target, because of neighbor complaint, they came again. I'm fine with the other one. I would like to vacate this one.
Okay, well,
I just didn't agree
here's
on
the
that.
issue. You were here to face the fines. The violation has already been found to have happened, to exist. And a reduction from $2,100 to $300 is generous on part of the city on a repeat violation. So I'm going to impose the fine.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 5, Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 815 Northwest 2nd Ave, owner WSC Coastline Properties LLC, case number BE 2304-0081. Notice posted at the property 8/7/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Good morning.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the City, on behalf of Inspector Franklin, who no longer works at this division, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-1D. Any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for in this section. There is construction work at the property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permits, consisting of but not limited to iron fence installed. The case was opened April 11, 2023. Inspection report mailed to the property owner on April 11, 2023. Final notice May 17, 2023. Records show permit record BLD-FEN-2308-0071 for after the fact replace chain link fence with aluminum fence 50 feet. Status is awaiting client's reply as of 9/5/2023. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. City is also requesting final order to be recorded. Respondent, it's here to speak. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning. My name is Rudy Perez, and
Okay.
one of the property manager.
And we just need a 60-day extension just to respond for the city comments.
Okay, 63 days or $50 a day thereafter.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 22. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 5560 Northeast 26th Ave. Owner, Michelle Lafrea, Raymond Michael Walton. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 11/17/22. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,150, which continues to accrue. Suspensions are noted.
Jose Saragusti, Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case number as read. The case is not comply. I will let the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Mike Walton, property owner.
Okay, what's taken so long?
It's currently with the Board of Adjustment, and the last meeting that we went to was deferred pending some more information which we provided to the board, and we're hoping to get on the October docket. I don't know if we've made it in as of this morning, so it could potentially move out into the November docket.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so how much time do you think they?
The city doesn't oppose to the next 56 days extension and stop the fines.
All right.
Your Honor, if you could just give me 1 second, since I am the attorney for the Board of Adjustment.
Okay.
I have the October agenda, and I'm pulling it up to see if it's,
Okay.
he is on the October. You are on the October agenda.
Okay, so 56 days should be plenty of time to get it done, okay?
Great, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to suspend the fines during that time. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 13. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 221 Southwest First Ave. Owner 221 Southwest First Ave. Receipt. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's the property address. Oh, 221 Southwest First Ave, I guess residential. Owner PMG Graybrook Riverfront 1 LLC. Notice posted at the property on 8/16/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Good morning, Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case analysis as read. I visited this property on March 4th of 2023, and because of a water leak caused by a pool filter that broke, located on the 10th floor, water was pouring down to the 9th floor through some slab cracks. Concerned about these cracks, I inspected the rest of the floors. As a result of my inspection, I contacted the management of the building and requested a sign and seal engineer report for the entire structure and a prescribed remedy in how to address the cracks, and the report should also indicate if there was any imminent danger. I received a report dated on March 27 of 2023 stating there were cracks from level 4 to level 10. The report explained the cracks do not affect the structural integrity of the building, yet they should be sealed to avoid penetration of humidity that over the period of time may corrode the reinforcing slab. Property was cited on the City Ordinance 9-280B, building parts not maintained. This case was opened on March 22nd of 2023. The violation was created on September 14 of 2023. The notice of hearing was posted on September 16 of 2023. Building permit BLD-CRES-23090001 for non-structural concrete crack repairs in parking garage slab was applied on September 7th of 2023. The permit is in process. We are asking your owner to find that the violation does exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or fines of $100 per violation per day thereafter. The city also will request a signed and sealed final completion letter prepared by the engineer of record at the end of the last of the repair. And we would like also the order to be recorded.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andy Tavares, Facilities Manager for the property.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the city's request for...
So much water. Mucha gente ha estado viniendo y muchos se echan el bronceador, esta grasa, entonces eso dañó el...
Sorry about that.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the city's request for 91-day extension, $100 a day thereafter, a submission of an engineering letter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 30. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, page 30. Property address 1211 Northeast 4th Ave, owner 1211 4th Ave, LLC. Case number BE 2209-0096. This case was first heard on 2/16/23. To comply by 6/15/23. Fine suspended as noted. 2 sections not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,200, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. The city doesn't support any extension at this time. The case is not compliant.
Sir,
Good
please
morning,
state
Your
your
Honor.
name.
Jamie Sturgis.
Okay. And why is this case not complied yet?
Well, actually, we've made a lot of progress since we were last here. The permit was actually issued yesterday. I have the permit number. There's a job check scheduled for this morning, which might actually be occurring as we speak. Then we have a fire final later this afternoon. Electrical permit's been pulled and closed out. Plumbing permit is in for processing. We're just waiting for it to be finalized. We anticipate that the next week or two, and then we can call the final to get everything inspected. So it is in process. We've gotten signed architectural and engineering drawings submitted since the last time that we were here, and we've been working diligently with the city to get everything resolved. So at this point, I believe now that the permit has been issued, I think we are in compliance, and I would request, I guess, a mitigation of the fines that have been incurred to date. The backstory on this, just to bring you up to speed, is we inherited this problem from a tenant that was in the building who was doing the work without permits. We then sued to evict him. We successfully got possession back of the building, hired all of the architects and engineers and contractors to rectify all the problems, have been working hand in hand with the city for several months to get everything resolved, and are in communication
How
with
much
them
time
near
are
daily.
you asking for?
None at this point. Now that we have the permit, I think that we're going to work through to get it resolved. I guess if we need more time to get the permit closed, if that's the question, then I would say maybe 45 days.
Your Honor, this case is about a warehouse that was planning to be a laundry or some type of clubhouse, night clubhouse. The plan that he's speaking about is a structural plan that involves a mezzanine and different changes that been doing to. Excuse me.
Sure.
That been doing to the property. Okay. There's a lot of lights that been installed on that property. There are new bathrooms that he knows about it, and since the beginning, I explained to him that he needs permit for the electrical. The electrical permit that he's talking about was for 2 AC, new 2 AC that was installed on a place that there was no AC at all. So that's the electrical permit that he's talking about. But all the alteration on electricity that been going on that warehouse hasn't been addressed. That's on one hand, the electricity, and there is a lot of plumbing, several bathrooms that were added without permit on that particular property. This case has 2 violations, okay? Like he said, he has rented the place to a person. This person submitted those plans that he's talking about and never submitted anything for electrical, never submitted anything for plumbing, and never called an inspection. There are 2 violations on this case. One, because the work took place and never was an inspection called, and the other one is for work without permit. We have been giving several extensions to this case. The city is not supporting any extension at this time. He needs a demolition permit if he's going to keep if he doesn't going to plan to keep the bathrooms, and a demolition permit for the plumbing, and a demolition permit for the electrical. If he planning to keep the bathrooms and the electrical that is in the property, he needs to submit drawings and permit application for that, Your Honor. So at this time, the city doesn't support any extension.
Okay. Sir, it appears that you have not received all the permits necessary.
Your Honor, if I may clarify, there's a little bit of a miscommunication in between Mr. Martinez and ourselves. There are 2 permits that have been issued. I tried to relay this to him yesterday, but evidently it was not properly communicated. There's a structural permit, which I have the number for, which I can provide.
That's the old permit.
Which has been issued. We've been speaking daily with Jan Rinkus on this, the chief structural, and I have the permit number here. We can look it up in the system. It has been issued. And then separately, there was another permit, which was also issued yesterday, which deals with the after-the-fact work, which includes the demolition plan that he is referencing. We've been working hand in hand with the city to get all of this addressed, and the demolition has already been identified on the plan, which is what the job check is occurring today to inspect that. So again, the ACs that he mentioned, they were already there. They were just replaced, and they were asked to get an electrical permit showing where it was coming from the electrical panel to the HVACs, which we completed. That permit's already been submitted, reviewed, and approved by the city. I have that permit number as well. So I think there's just a slight disconnect as far as the information in between all of the work that we've been doing with the building department, which I'm happy to provide. We have all of those numbers and the permits and all of that correspondence. And I think the information that Mr. Martinez has.
Your Honor, I emailed yesterday, I put an email to the chiefs in regard of this situation. There is no plumbing permit at all. There is no an electrical permit. I went to see Chief Scott Dry, and I wasn't able to get him, but I went to see one of his plant examiners, and I showed him the situation. The permit that he's talking about, and he submitted a revision on, was a structural permit that was about to be approved. And I spoke to Dan Rinkus, which is the reviewer that approved it. So everything else, nothing has been completed. So at this time, the city doesn't support any extension, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I bring you a copy of the electrical permit that shows that it's been finalized?
Show it to the inspector.
No, that electrical permit, I don't need to see it. That's for the ACs. I know what the electrical permit is for.
Okay, all right. So you still appear to be missing some permits. And I think that, I don't know, you're telling me one thing and the evidence...
The building department is telling us one thing and we're following that. The only one that's telling me something to the contrary is Mr. Martinez. So I am getting conflicting information that everyone that we're speaking to at the building department, our general contractor, our architect, our engineer, all the subcontractors, we pulled all of these permits. They're all telling us that we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. The only person who's telling me something to the contrary is Mr. Martinez. Respectfully, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, we have meetings with him. We explain to him what needs to be done.
And we have done exactly that, Your Honor.
Don't speak while he's speaking, please.
I'm sorry.
He even asked me if the plumber is going to ask him to break the bathroom to see how they install all the pipes. And I told him that I was up to the chief at that point if they're going to take an engineer letter in regard of all the work that was done and covered. Okay? He knows all about it. So at this time, the city doesn't support an extension, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to deny the extension and impose the fines.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 18. Senior Inspector Alexander Borges, property address 1501 Southeast 15th Street, owner of the Island Club Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 2301-0100. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 9/21/23. One section not complied at $50.
Alexander Alvarez, Inspector for the City, updating you on case number and address as read. Property is not yet in compliance. This is in regards to water cooling tower, and the respondent is here to provide an update.
Please state your name for the record.
Yes, good morning. Lee Ballard, attorney on behalf of the Island Club Condominium Association. This was a AC cooling tower that we've been wrestling with for some time. This is a very small building that had a number of board changes and a management company that went out of business, but they, in the last months since the board changed, they've been working closely with Mr. Alvarez. They obtained a mechanical engineer, structural engineer, an AC contractor. We received a safety letter confirming the safety of the structure, which we provided to Mr. Alvarez yesterday evening as soon as it was obtained. There's some shoring that needs to be done around the structure that we've already, since yesterday, this morning, have already been in contact with the AC contractor to address the drawings. We obtained the drawings just yesterday. So we're requesting 56 days in a rehearing in order to get all those permits submitted now that we have the drawings, since we just obtained those yesterday.
Any objection from the city?
56 days and a mandatory reappearance to provide an update until permits are issued.
Okay, 56 days, and then you'll reappear on my November 16th docket, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 25. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 1320 Northwest 19th Street. Owner Shaniqua L. Williams, Paris Lakes. Case number BE 2201-0014. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 11/17/22. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,100, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Martinez on behalf of the city, case number and address as read. Case is not in compliance. The city is requesting 56-day extension and a mandatory reappearance.
Please state your name.
Good morning. My name is Shaniqua Williams.
Okay. And how many days extension?
56.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the 56-day
Yes, I am.
extension? Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll suspend the fines during that time. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 17. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 2221 Southwest 28th Way. Case number BE 2208-0120. Owner George J. Crisione. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 9/21/23. One section not complied at $50.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the city, presenting case 2208-0120, property address 2221 Southwest 28th Way. This case is still not in compliance. The property owner and or representative applied for a permit renewal just recently on September 19th, 2023. Therefore, the city is asking for 35 days to comply or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
They already have a
sorry.
fine. Okay. All right.
Hi, good morning. Ryan Abrams, I'm an attorney. I represent the property owners. Was there already a finding of violation on this case? I'm not clear on
Yeah,
that.
there was already a violation, and
Okay.
fines, I think, began to, there's a $50 a day fines,
Okay.
but they haven't started yet.
They
So are you in agreement with the 35-day extension?
I would be appreciative of an extension, yes. If we can do 60, I think that would allow them to correct it. It's
Okay.
just a minor, it's a technicality, and they'll get it activated.
All right.
No. This
Okay.
case has been going on
Yeah.
since.
35 days should be enough to take care of the permit.
Okay, and my client, he wants to tell the story kind of, and I think there's already been a finding violation. I understand that, but this property has been under construction for
Yeah,
like
I'm not
a
going
long
to
time.
rehear the violation.
I hear you.
I didn't
Yeah.
hear it to begin with, and it would be,
That's fine. That's fine. As long as we're giving enough additional time.
yeah. 35 days, and
Okay.
I'll suspend the fines during that period of time.
I appreciate it.
And Mr. Crisione, if you...
Just to activate, if you need more time, I'll ask for an extension.
If you run into a problem, contact the inspector before the 35 days, and you can request an extension.
Okay.
Covered with mold because the city can't drain my neighborhood.
Okay.
So now we have to start tearing it all down again.
Okay.
Well, we just need to get the permit activated.
Yeah,
That'll-
let's get the
yeah.
permits straightened out,
Right.
and hopefully the rest will
Thank you.
fall into place. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Okay.
Thank you both. Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care.
Our next case is on page 24. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1311 Northwest 5th Street, case number BE 2302-0010. Owner Cynthia Walden, homestead exempted Calvin Bray. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 7/20/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector with the city, representing the city on case number BE 230200110. This case involves construction of a PVC fence without a permit. The respondent is here. Can you address this issue?
Yes. Calvin Bray. The issue with this particular PVC fence, the person who I had put it in, I did not know it wasn't permitted. I tried to reach out to the person. They say they were going to handle it. It did not happen, so I had to call around to some other contractors to try to get it done. I got in contact with a contractor that said he can get it done. By the time it was another meeting I was supposed to attend to, which I went to City Hall, but it was a letter that I didn't receive, which it was supposed to be a Zoom meeting. So I got with a contractor. That contractor, he kind of bailed out. So I got with another contractor. They said I had to go and get a survey. So I went and had a survey done. That took about 3 weeks to get the survey back. I just got the survey back. Now, the contractor said he can go forward with pulling the permit because I had to pull a survey for the fence.
Okay, how much time do you think you need?
Well, I have the survey that they say they need to do it with, so I'm not sure. Maybe 30, 60 days. I'm not sure.
The city agrees with 35 days.
Okay. 35-day extension will suspend the fines during that period of time. And if you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 21. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address 1200 Southeast 1st Street. Owner Quiet by the Sea, LLC. Case number BE 221-00108. This property was cited on 10/28/22 to comply by 1/26/23. One section complied at $250. Total fines $15,750. City is requesting to reduce fines to $500.
Inspector Arbores for the city. Respondent is here to provide an update or to speak.
Okay. Sir, state your name for the record again.
Will Steiger, property manager.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the city's request to reduce the fine to $500?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have one more, right? Our next case is on page 5. Property address 1200 Southeast 1st Street. Owner Quiet by the Sea, LLC. Case number BE 2304-0073. Notice posted at the property 8/7/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23. It's a new business case.
Alexander Arbores, Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-280C. Inside and outside stairway, porches, balconies, hallways, corridors, and appurtenances thereto shall be maintained in safe condition and capable of supporting the loads set forth in the building code. There is deterioration to the exterior wooden staircase outside Unit 6. This case was opened April 10, 2023. Inspection report mailed to the property owner. April 10, 2023. Final notice July 18, 2023. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. City is also requesting final order to be recorded.
Please state your name again.
Will Steiger, property manager.
Okay, are you in agreement with 91 days or $50 a day thereafter?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 32. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 2900 Banyan Street, 101. Owner, Jeffrey Paul Johnson Trust. Jeffrey Paul Johnson Trustee. Case number BE 22110133. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 7/13/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,450, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. This case is not complied. Gonna allow the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Jeffrey Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, why is this case not in compliance yet?
Yeah, we have submitted now 4 permits. The first 3 have been rejected over 4 months. The 4th one is now in process. And I believe the only item that's not in compliance is the sliding hurricane doors, which were in place before I purchased the property, but I think there are some details that are being submitted for that. Is that your understanding, Mr. Martinez?
I don't know. I'm aware that all the permits are waiting for corrections. The specifics into what corrections are, I have no details here about.
Okay.
But just to let you know, this is a property on the first. It's a building apartment on the first floor. Several construction took place there, even adding a new bathroom on the property. A closet was converted into a bathroom. So the permits are in progress, but cases, they haven't been issued.
Okay. Was that done before you owned the property? Is that what you told me?
Well, the property was gutted when I purchased it. So, no, I did the work after that. I've been working very hard since January to correct these. Submitted our first permits in May, and those were rejected. We tried to respond quickly. Those were put in July. We had a long delay due to asbestos. That is now corrected. The electrical plan.
Okay. How much time do you think you need?
Well, my contractor tells me 45 to 60 days to complete. We still require permit approval, however.
Okay, the city won't oppose to 56 days, but I just want to make it clear here, because you keep sending emails and emails. Until the permits are not issued, you cannot do any work on the unit.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make it clear, because you keep sending me the same email and the same email. No permit should no work should take place until the permits are issued. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
City will agree 56 days.
Okay. All right, so ordered. 56 days, and I'll suspend the fines during that period of time, but make sure all work is stopped.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, and Your Honor, no work has begun.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 4. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 3303 Southwest 15th Ave. Owner CDH Planning LLC. Case number BE 2307-0197. Notice posted at the property on 9/6/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 611 Southwest 28th Drive. Owner, Dejian Investments, LLC, case number BE 2304-0160. Notice posted at the property on 7/31/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city, case and others as read. A wood fence was replaced with a metal fence without permit. The property was cited for work without permit on the city ordinance 9-1D. This case was opened. An inspection report was mailed to the property owner on May 2nd of 2023. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on June 8th, 2023. And the notice of hearing was posted at the property on August 2nd of 2023. A fence permit was applied. It's in process. We appreciate that. And we're asking your honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 56 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Josiane.
Okay, are you in agreement to take care of this within the next 56 days or face a fine of $50 a day?
Yeah, I think should be enough.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is a new business case on page 3. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 601 Northwest 22nd Road, case number BE 23010147. Owner, Betty Soul Food, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 8/10/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Good morning, Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the city, presenting case BE 23010147, property address 601 Northwest 22nd Road. The property was inspected on January 25th, 2023, and the following violation was observed as depicted in the photos. 9-1D. Any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of the section and punishable provided for this section. There is construction work at this property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permits, consisting of but not limited to a trellis gazebo installed without first obtaining the required permit. On January 27, 2023, an inspection report was mailed to the owner on Broward County records. On January 30th, I spoke with Cedric Taylor, the son of the owner, via telephone and advised that a permit was required, and he stated that he would pull a permit. On February 3rd, I spoke with the contractor that erected the structure, Purnell. He stated that he didn't think that a permit was required, and I advised him that it was required. On March 17th, I spoke with Mr. Taylor again via telephone, and he stated that he was working on the plans and drawings and would submit the application for Monday, March 20th, by the latest. As of my pre-hearing inspection yesterday, September 20th, no permit has been pulled. The city is requesting 63 days or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Devon Frazier.
Okay, are you in agreement to take care of this permit within the next 63 days or a fine of $100 a day?
We need a 63-day extension. Yeah, we're in agreement.
Good, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ma'am, are you here for another case? Oh, you with them? Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, this concludes all of our respondents, Your Honor.
Can we take a brief break?
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I should have formally announced it. Okay. Page 1, Inspector Wilson Quintero, property address 1201 North Federal Highway, owner TSC Sunrise Limited, in care of SLK Realty Inc., case number BE 2307-0149, notice posted at the property on 8/9/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. presented on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This case was first opened by Senior Building Inspector Saragusti on 7/13/23 following structural concerns reference parts of the exterior building walls and decorative elements. An initial inspection was conducted on the same date accompanied by Senior Inspector Rich, and the following violation was observed. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. There are decorative elements and structural parts, including fascia and soffits facade, which are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that have deteriorated wood beams and rusted steel plates between columns underneath the beams. Inspection report was mailed out to the owner listed on Broward County Property Appraiser records on 7/14/2023. I was contacted by a property representative on 7/31/2023, and she advised they would be obtaining an engineer to provide a report reference to safety and repairs required to correct the violation. Pre-hearing inspection conducted on 9/19/2023, and it appears there has been some repairs and painting done to address the concerns. We did receive an engineering report which was reviewed by Chief Oliva and accepted. The city is requesting 180 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. The attorney for the property owner is aware of this request, and they agree with that time frame.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 2, Chief George Oliva, property address 888 Intracoastal Drive, owner Sunrise Tower Condo Association, case number BE 2305-0053, notice posted at the property on 8/16/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This is a safety inspection case, and the report was submitted to the city, but does require correction. So the city is requesting a 180-day extension for them to provide me a new report with no corrections and $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 4. No, I did that one, right? Oh, no, that's the one that they left? Okay. Property address 3303 Southwest 15th Ave, case number BE 2307-0197. Owner CDH Planning LLC. Notice posted at the property on 9/6/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Martinez for the city, presenting case as read. Building or structures that, in the opinion of the building official, are become unsafe or which have been substantially damaged or otherwise shall be deemed unsafe buildings, and a permit shall be obtained to demolish the structure or bring the building to comply with the applicable codes. This building was in a fire, is open and abandoned, is without water and electricity, roof, walls, and floor are in disrepair. Due to the owner being unwilling or unable to maintain the property according to the minimum standards, the city is requesting the following: that in the next 60 days, the owner applies for the required permits to bring the property into compliance with signed and sealed submittal documents from a licensed design professional, including an accurate itemized cost to restore the structure to meet standards for human occupancy and to meet minimum housing standards, or apply for a demolition permit to demolish the unsafe and habitable structure, including all accessory structures on the parcel. In the event the owner does not apply for the permits and move forward with the rehabilitation or demolition of the property, the city will move forward with the demolition, including all accessory structures on the parcel, at owner's expense, and may lien the property to recover the demolition cost.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 5 at the top. Senior Inspector Alexander Borges, property address 441 Isle of Palms Drive, case number BE 2302-0157, owner Andrew Fuchsa Jr. and Heather M. Green Fuchsa. Notice posted at the property on 8/7/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. Initially visited this property February 23rd, 2023 to investigate complaint regarding perimeter fence wall being installed without a permit. The perimeter CMU fence was found already erected at the time of this initial inspection. Records show that there is an active master permit at the property, BLD-RNC-2201018. Records show sub-permit application in BLD-FEN-220800047 submitted on December 13, 2022, not yet issued. As of September 19, 2023, permit has not been issued. Property was cited for violation of FPC 2020 Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to perimeter/retaining CMU wall. Case was opened February 23rd, 2023. Inspection report mailed to the property owner on February 24th, 2023. Final notice March 29, 2023. I spoke with the owner who agreed to come into compliance within 63 days, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. The city is requesting for the magistrate to find that the violation exists and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. The city is also requesting final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Page 6, property address 3100 Southwest 21st Street. Owner Elizabeth Sorto, case number BE22020111. Notice posted at the property on 8/9/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. Property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-1D. Any violation of Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided in this section. There's construction work at the property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permits, consisting of but not limited to a small addition on the side of the house and new gas water heater. Case was opened February 16, 2022. Inspection report mailed to the property owner February 22nd, 2022. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant property owners 63 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. City is also requesting final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Property address 301 East Broward Boulevard. Owner First Baptist Church of Fort Lauderdale, Inc. Case number BE22050219. Notice posted at the property on 8/23/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23. I'm sorry, Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio. I thought it was Alex's case, sorry.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the City of presenting case as read. There are expired permits related to this property. City is requesting 42 days to comply, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
42.
Moving on to page 7, property address 2100 South Ocean Lane, owner Point of America's Condominium Apartments, Inc. Case number BE23040116. Notice posted at the property on 8/4/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. There are expired permits related to this property. City is requesting 42 days to comply, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 8 at the top, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusi, property address 1404 Southeast 2nd Court, owner Tiki Las Olas LLC, case number BE23050108. Notice posted at the property on 9/5/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received this case from Chief George Oliva regarding Tiki Hut in the front of this property. The property was cited for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The case was opened on May 15, 2023. Inspection report was mailed on May 22nd, 2023, and final notice was mailed on July 5th, 2023. Notice of hearing was posted on the property in August 9, 2023. No permit in process or issue for this violation. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and a mandatory reappearance on order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Your Honor, at this time, I want to recall the case on page 6, 301 East Broward Boulevard, case number BE 2205-0219.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city. The owner of this property was here this morning, and we agree on a 63-day extension. So I just wanted to correct that.
Okay, so I'll revise my order for 63 days.
Thank you.
Okay. Going back to page 8, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusi, property address 1829 Southwest 4th Ave, case number BE 2305-0123, owner Grimaldo Bravo Arenas. Notice posted at the property on 9/5/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. During my daily inspection, I found this property with a new fence. The property was sited for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The case was opened on May 17, 2023. Inspection report was mailed on May 17, 2023. Second inspection report was mailed on July 28, 2023. Notice of hearing posted on the property in September 21, 2023. No permit issue in process for this violation. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Page 9, property address 2812 Southwest 3rd Street, case number BE 2304-0168, owner Mary Robinson and John Robinson. Case number, notice posted at the property 8/15/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. The case was opened by Inspector Chef Franklin for a shed was built in the setback area and without permit. The property was cited for work without permit under the City Violation Code 47-19.2E and Section 9-1D. The case was opened in April 27, 2023. Inspection report was mailed on May 4th, 2023, and final notice was mailed on June 9, 2023. Notice of hearing posted at the property in August 15, 2023. Permit in process since 8/28/23. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 56 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Was that for each violation?
Yes.
Okay. 6411 Northeast 22nd Ave, owner 9960 Southwest LLC, case number BE 2304-0172. Notice posted at the property on 8/11/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. The case was opened by Inspector Chef Franklin for new impact windows and doors and electrical work without permit. The property was cited for work without permit under City Violation Code, Section 1D. The case was opened in April 27, 2023. Inspection report was made on April 28, 2023, and final notice was made on June 1, 2023. Notice of hearing posted at the property in July 26, 2023. Permit is awaiting client replace in June 25th. For that, we are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 56 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Page 10, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 424 Northwest 22nd Ave. Owner Elderman Stone, case number BE 23050019. Notice posted at the property on 8/10/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case as and property address as read. These are expired permits. This is an expired permit based on the property and stated in the agenda. The city is requesting 42 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
How many days?
42 days
42 days, okay.
and $50.
Thank you. So ordered.
At the bottom of page 10, property address 1430 Southwest 31st Court. Owner Marina Mile 1429 LLC. Case number BE 23040072. Notice posted at the property 8/8/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and property address as read. This is also an expired permit for this property as stated in today's agenda. The city is requesting 42 days to comply and $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 11, property address 1525 Northeast 18th Ave. Case number BE 23050050. Owner Randy and Peter Savalto III. Notice posted at the property on 8/11/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and property address as read. This is an expired permit related to this property. This case came into compliance today, and we will consider this case in compliance.
Okay, thank you.
Property address 2031 Northwest 29th Ave. Case number BE 23040063. Owner Daryl Sands, Mary E. Sands. Notice posted at the property on 8/7/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and property address as read. This is a expired permit related to this property. As stated in the agenda, the city is requesting 42 days to comply or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 12, property address 3505 Southwest 12th Court. Case number BE 23050024. Owner Christine McFarlane. Notice posted at the property on 8/10/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and property address as read. This is an expired permit related to this property. As stated in today's agenda, the city is requesting 42 days to comply and $50 a day thereafter.
Your Honor, if I could just amend the inspector's request and ask for a $100 a day fine for the following reasons. One, the property owner isn't here. And two, if you look at the expired permits, one of them is also an after-the-fact permit for a home renovation and addition. So I think under the circumstances, we would suggest that a higher daily fine would be in order.
Okay, 42 days and $100 a day thereafter.
Agreed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Preston. Your first time. Moving on to page 13, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 101 Southeast 23rd Street, owner Bunkhouse Holdings LLC, case number BE 23020170. Notice posted at the property on 8/7/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property on January 27 of 2023. I observed that they were finishing installing a new roof and a new support wall without permit. The contractor shot was on site. I posted the property as unsafe and issued a stop work order. The property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. And I also cited on the Florida Building Code 2020, 116.1.2, incomplete buildings of structure commenced without permits. This case was opened and inspection report was mailed to the property owner on February 27 of 2023. The final notice was mailed to the property owner on April 5th of 2023, and the notice of hearing was posted at the property on August 7 of 2023. Permits for re-roof was applied on 5/31 of 2023. Permit has corrections to be answered since July 6 of 2023. We're asking your honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 56 days to come into compliance or fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Just for 105, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 105. Sorry.
Okay, so what happens to the other violation?
The other one we cannot charge. We put it on the case just in case that if they don't do what they're supposed to do, we can't get the property demolished because it's an unsafe situation.
Okay, all right. So I don't have to rule on that one?
No.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm sorry. Page 14, property address 1005 Northeast 16th Place, owner Elias Droby, case number BE 23050021, notice posted at the property on 8/15/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. Permit for replace cabinets and replace front door were left to expire as stated in today's agenda. The property was cited on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.3.2.1, expired permits. The city is asking the owner to come into compliance within the next 42 days or fines of $50 per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Property address 1016 Northeast 17th Street, owner Little Palms Academy LLC, case number BE 23030102, notice posted at the property on 8/5/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property and observed new windows and AC split units installed without permits. The property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. This case was opened and an inspection report was mailed to the property owner on March 8th of 2023. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on April 18 of 2023. A notice of hearing was posted at the property on August 5th of 2023. Window permit was issued on May 18 of 2023, and the permit was completed on June 8th of 2023. The mechanical permit was applied on July 25th of 2023, and the permit is still in progress. We're asking your honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance of fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Page 15 at the top, property address 2487 Andros Lane, owner Mikhail Davidovich, case number BE 23010130. Notice posted at the property 8/7/23, posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property a few times before I was able to enter. A complete renovation started without permits, including but not limited to demolition of a kitchen and bathroom, raising a roof deck in the rear of the property, AC installed without permit. The property was cited for work without permits on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The only permit they have obtained was a re-roof. The first inspection report was sent to the owner on March 1st of 2023. On April 25th, when I was able to meet with the owner and they allowed me to enter the property, I added the new violations to the case, and I requested a new inspection report to be mailed out. Case was opened on January 25th of 2023. Second inspection report was mailed to the property owner on April 25th of 2023. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on May 26th of 2023, and the notice of hearing was posted at the property on August 7th of 2023. No permit application has been submitted. We're asking your honor to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 56 days to come into compliance of fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Property address 2591 Southwest 30th Ave. Owner 2591 Riverview LLC. Case number BE 23050027. Notice posted at the property on 7/31/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez. I inherit this case from Inspector Jeff Franklin, that is no longer with us. And the building, a wood dock with new pilings without permit. The property was cited for work without permit on the city ordinance 9-1D. This case was opened and inspection report was sent to the property owner on May 3rd of 2023. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on June 9th of 2023. The notice of hearing was posted on the property on August 2nd of 2023. No permit application has been submitted. We're asking your honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owners 56 days to come into compliance of fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Property address 3278 Davie Boulevard. Owner Saria Holdings 2, Inc. Case number BE 23070194. Notice posted at the property on 8/9/23. Posted at City Hall 9/7/23.
Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property because of the roof and partially wall collapse. The property was secured with a construction fence. Nobody was in the property at the time of my inspection. I posted the property as unsafe on the Florida Building Code 2020 116.1.1. The property was also cited for not maintaining the roof under 9-308 letter A. Roof is not in good repairs and is no weather or watertight. This case was opened and inspection report was mailed to the property owner on July 18 of 2023. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on August 9 of 2023. I would like to mention on this order that the property is not being occupied at this time. Okay, a roof permit was applied on August 8th of 2023 by Saria Holdings Inc. I contacted the office of Saria Holdings and I informed them that there is a court case open in regard of this property, and in order to comply the court case, they will have to submit a structural permit application for the roof that caved in and also the repair for the wall that partially collapsed, because they were just requesting a roof permit. So we're asking your honor to find that the violation does exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance of fines of $100 per violation per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Thank you.
9308A, right?
Pardon?
Just 9308A.
Yeah.
Moving on to page 21. Property address 300 Southwest 12th Court. Owner 300 Southwest 12th Court Land Trust. Claudia Lopez, trustee. Case number BE 2210001. This case was first heard on 3/16/23. to comply by 5/18/23. One section complied at $50. Total fines $3,050. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,500.
So ordered.
Property address 411 Poinciana Drive, owner 414 Riviera LLC, case number BE 22090087. This case was first heard on 2/16/23 to comply by 4/20/23. One section complied at $50. Total fines $2,400. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,294.49.
So ordered.
On page 22 in the middle, property address 825 Southwest 4th Street, owner Jordan Williams, case number BE 22060088. This case was first heard on 2/16/23 to comply by 4/20/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. City is requesting for fines to be reduced to $1,522.89.
So ordered.
Page 25, property address 2011 Northeast 18th Street, owner Angela C. Cope, case number BE 22110003. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 7/20/23. One section not complied at $500. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $31,000, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Property address 2313 North Ocean Boulevard, owner A1A North Ocean Boulevard LLC, case number BE 221-00131.
I thought we did that one.
We did? Oh, okay. Oh. All right. Page 26, property address 200 Southeast 9th Street, owner PF Properties Inc., case number BE 211-00223. This case was first heard on 3/17/22 to comply by 4/28/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $32,700, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Property address 700 Northwest 3rd Ave, owner Wilbert Rayner Revocable Livable Trust, Christine Rayner Revocable Livable Trust, case number BE 22050068. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 3/14/23. One section complied at $100. Total fines $11,000. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $575.
So ordered.
Yes. Page 28 in the middle, property address 5950 North Federal Highway, owner 5950 North Federal Investments LLC, WPE Investment 10 LLC, case number BE 22050205. This case was first heard on 10/20/22 to comply by 12/1/22. One section not complied at $100. Total fines. The city is requesting to impose fines of $9,800, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
At the bottom, property address 6260 Northwest 9th Ave, owner Lemonade MM Cypress Creek LLC, case number BE 22040159. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 10/27/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $14,500, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 29, property address 114 Southwest 10th Street, case number BE 22010149, owner Sagut Realty LLC. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 12/15/22. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. City is requesting to abate fines.
So ordered.
Property address 704 Southeast 25th Ave, owner Endless Investments LLC, case number BE 23010200. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 8/10/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requested to impose the full amount of $2,050, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 30, property address 1010 Southwest 30th Street, owner 1010 Southwest 30th Street LLC, case number BE 23030031. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 8/10/23. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,050, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
At the bottom of page 30, property address 1520 Southeast 2nd Court, 1-5, owner Tony Bradley, case number BE 22080220. This case was first heard on 10/20/22 to comply by 10/27/22. One section complied at $50. Total fines $13,200. The city is requesting to vacate the final order from 10/20/22 and 3/16/23. Imposing fines on 3/16/23 and have the case closed.
Okay, so ordered.
Page 31 at the top, property address 2212 Northeast 17th Place, owner Trang Pham, case number BE 211000266. This case was first heard on 8/18/22 to comply by 11/17/22. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total fines $9,350. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Your Honor, at this time, this concludes all of our cases. We would like to have the cases that are listed on page 33 into the record as closed or withdrawn.
So ordered.
Thank you. And this concludes our September 21st, 2023 special magistrate hearing for the building division. Thank you.
Not yet.